Hey, you guys, it is Holy Week, and I hope that this week you are taking some time to reflect on the life and the work and the death of Jesus. We are getting toward the resurrection at Easter, but there is so much that we want to reflect on regarding Jesus' life. And I thought that it might be good to take a moment, and I wanted to read a devotional that I wrote called The New and Greater Moses, this particular day. That's what it's called. And it's from Matthew 8:1. And this verse is very short. It says, "When Jesus came down from the mountain, large crowds followed him." But that detail about Jesus coming down from the mountain after having given his message, the Sermon on the Mount, is very, very important. And it's important to us as we lead up to Easter. So this is one of the most meaningful days probably in this devotional. And I wanted to read it to you today because it just has a lot of Easter implications for us, especially for those of us who are struggling with the brokenness and the sin in our world. And we do not get an answer as to why there's evil in this world, but God does give us a response. And I love this. So this is a devotional based on Matthew 8:1. Do you remember what Jesus did when he first saw the crowds in Matthew 5:1? He ascended a mountain. It's been a little while, so you may not remember climbing up behind him and finding your place in the grass. We have listened to his entire Sermon on the Mount, and now that his sermon is over, we see Jesus descending that mountain. This is not a random detail. It would have stood out to the ancient reader. Jesus, having taught his followers how to live and thrive in this world from a hillside in Galilee, closely parallels the account of Moses coming down from Mount Sinai holding the 10 Commandments, the law that would teach Israel how best to live. Scholars throughout the centuries have seen this verse depicting Jesus as the new Moses. Moses was God's appointed lawgiver and Israel's great deliverer, so this is no small assessment. But all along, Moses was foreshadowing Jesus, our ultimate deliverer, one who did not come to replace Moses' law, but proved to be its fulfillment and the only one who could interpret it for us wholly and truly. And as one insightful commentator explains, when Jesus descends the mountain, he carries no tablets because he is the law. All the righteousness and goodness of the law, all that men and women for centuries had been toiling to live up to, Jesus embodies. Isn't this just an astounding thought? And the parallels continue. The first time Moses descended Mount Sinai with the 10 Commandments, because remember, there were 2 of these episodes, he walked straight into a show of debauchery that would make Las Vegas blush. The Israelites, whom God had miraculously delivered from Egypt, in their recent past, I might add, decided that Moses had left them too long in the wilderness and they needed some new gods to get them going again. According to Aaron, Moses' right-hand man, the people threw their gold jewelry into a fire, and lo and behold, out came a golden calf. What else could they do but worship it? When Moses saw the people dancing around the lifeless idol, he threw down the stone tablets, smashing them at the base of the mountain. Jesus does not descend into the same kind of chaos as Moses, though we will soon find he descends into profound brokenness. And as we've already noted, he doesn't carry a physical law because he is the embodiment of all the goodness and truth God poured out to his people through Moses. No more tablets are broken, but Jesus will, like the first tablets of the law, be broken by the disobedience of those he has come to save. That he will be broken on the cross remains for many the reason they cannot see how Jesus can be the Son of God. I pray that you will freshly see Jesus as God's Son. I pray that if you've fallen back under the wearying written code of religiosity, those exacting letters chiseled on stones, you will receive his body broken for you, his blood shed for you. Even if you're not well acquainted with Moses' life or the 10 Commandments, chances are you have certain standards you can't seem to meet, ones for which you keep striving, failing, and feeling guilty. I know this cycle well as a pastor's daughter, firstborn, graduate level legalist. But the law of Jesus, though in a sense more demanding than Moses because he wants every part of us, is not burdensome because the lawgiver and life giver himself shares with us the load of all the carrying and doing. He is gentle and lowly in heart and invites you and me to come to him. We will soon move on to the healings and miracles of Jesus. We'll encounter his love and compassion shown to both Jews and Gentiles, elite and outcast, young and old. But before we get to these remarkable encounters where Jesus' teachings flow into compassionate actions, we must pause and consider his coming down from the mountain. He will come down to be broken, and in so doing, he will prove to be the one that Moses and his law had been pointing to all along, the one who would save his people from their sins. I hope that that is a blessing to you today, just to reflect on the fact that when Jesus came down that mountain, he was carrying no tablets because he himself is the fulfillment of the law and because he himself would be broken for us. His body broken and his blood shed for you and for me. I'm so thankful. We have so much to be thankful for as we lead up to Easter. So happy Easter, everyone.